have been with my boyfriend for 11 years, and he is yet to engage me. Sometimes I sit alone and ask myself a question I'm almost afraid to say out loud. Am I foolish for staying this long? This is not a story of bitterness. This is not a story of regret. This is a true life story of love, patience, confusion, hope, and questions I still don't have answers to. I'm going to share how we have been together for 11 years, and how, up until now, I still don't know if we will settle down soon. A lot of people would call me names for staying with a man for 11 years without marriage. Some would say I wasted my youth. Some would say I settled for less. Some would say I lack self-respect. But what they do not know is this. I experienced a different kind of love from him. A love I didn't even know I was searching for. Growing up, I was not close to my father. Not because he didn't care, but because he lived in a different city. Distance slowly became our normal. On top of that, I attended boarding school. So most of my teenage years were spent away from home, away from family, away from emotional comfort, and especially away from fatherly love. After 6 long years in boarding school, I gained admission into the university immediately. There was no break. No pause. No time to reconnect. That was when I truly realized that I had grown up without fully experiencing what it felt like to have a father figure consistently present in my life. And then, I met Sam. I met Sam a few weeks after I resumed lectures in the university. He was a shy guy. Very shy. Quiet. Reserved. His looks were not something you would turn your head for. If looks were the first thing that attracted you to a man, then honestly, Sam would have been a complete turn-off. He didn't dress well. He didn't try to impress anyone. And he definitely didn't look like someone girls would fight over. He had this signature haircut we used to call Skodo back then. The kind of haircut where the head was so clean you could almost see your reflection on it. That was the haircut he kept. His dressing style wasn't impressive either. He had just a few clothes, and he paired them with one particular shot almost all the time. The number of times I met him before we started talking, I could count only 4 clothes. He wore them with a palm slipper repeatedly. Fashion-wise. Nothing to write home about. But then there was something strange. He smelled good. Not like expensive perfume. Not like cologne. Just clean. Warm. Comforting. Later, when we became closer, I found out he showered 3 times a day, or even more. That explained the scent. Before Sam, I had just left a relationship that was still blooming. I met that guy online while I was still in secondary school. We spoke on the phone for months. We bonded deeply. Our conversations flowed effortlessly. But I came from an average family. I knew what struggle looked like. I needed to be with someone who had vision, goals, and the hunger to hustle. I have never been scared of building with a man, because I am also industrious. But vision matters. When I spoke with him about his career plans, something didn't sit right with me. Our paths didn't align. Since we were not far gone in the relationship, I made the difficult decision to walk away. Then university life began. The first few weeks were exciting. Making new friends. Attending lectures. Learning the environment. Experiencing freedom and responsibility at the same time. My mother raised me well. She instilled discipline in me. And I set strict rules for myself. I was studying to become a doctor. That alone came with pressure, expectations, and sacrifice. I had a checklist for my life. And relationships were not part of the plan. But life had its own plans. I was very young. Very petite. Very innocent. I got into the university just a few months before I turned 15. So when I met Sam, I wasn't even 15 yet. That alone should tell you how long this journey has been. I loved cute outfits. I liked to touch up my face a little. I wasn't exposed to heavy makeup or a flashy lifestyle. But my mother made sure I never felt less of myself. She bought me cute clothes. Little things to make me feel confident. She was emotional when I got into university so young. But she stayed strong, because I had been in boarding school since I was 10. Academically, I was brilliant. Progress came naturally to me. Making friends wasn't hard, but I was careful. Boarding school had already taught me tough lessons about people, personalities, and friendships. Then the year ended. We resumed as freshers with just 2 months left before the holidays. When school resumed in January, I had turned 15. That was when I met Sam again, properly. The first time I ever saw him was during Fresher Sunday service. He stood far away from me. What made me remember him was simple: we were in the same department. We didn't talk that day. I don't even remember the name he mentioned. Later that week, during practicals, I saw him again. This time, I walked up to him and said hello. We met again during fellowship. He remembered me, probably because I was the only girl in the department. We exchanged contacts. Just colleagues. Nothing serious. Or so I thought. That same week, we spoke for hours on a midnight call. Back then, midnight calls meant something. That call was the beginning of a journey that has now lasted 11 years. A journey filled with love, patience, questions, sacrifices, and moments that shaped who I am today. And here I am, 11 years later, still asking myself, am I foolish, or am I just loving differently?